On Tuesday, terrifying video of a funnel cloud as it touches down. Today, confirmation of 2 tornadoes and a look at the damage. And a developing story in Johnstown as local and federal authorities swarm a local store.
6 News, coverage you can count on, starts with severe weather Team 6 coverage.
The path of a tornado from above. This video from Skyview 6, high in the sky above Jefferson County this afternoon, as the National Weather Service surveyed damage from what they have now determined were 2 separate tornadoes touching down Tuesday afternoon. Several large trees were twisted and uprooted, while grave markers in this Clover Township cemetery were picked up and smashed back down on the ground. Good evening. Authorities in Jefferson County say the tornadoes were very different. The first, an EF0, the second, an EF2, the first EF2 tornado in Jefferson County since 1996. And Bridget McClure has been talking with people today and getting a firsthand look at the damage. Bridget, just how bad is it?
Well, Jen, fortunately, officials say both of these tornadoes hit in wooded areas, so damage to homes was kept to a minimum. But I spoke with people here in Clover Township who tell me they saw one of these tornadoes and say it was the scariest thing they've ever seen.
It was the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced.
Numerous videos from viewers in Jefferson County capturing the scary moments of when a tornado ripped through the area Tuesday night.
I looked out the window and I could see what was going on, and then it was coming right at me.
Nate Trout was staying at a camp in Clover Township. He says the tornado passed through quick, but its destruction was immense.
This was a porch that was on here, and of course the roof's laying down there somewhere, and the windows are blowed out, and then the roof's off the main part of the camp.
Officials say the first tornado started near Monreen Road in Clover Township around 5 and ended prior to 5 Mile Run in Knox Township. Wyatt Bouch says his house also had part of its roof stripped.
I ran out into my kitchen and I saw the trees come down towards the kitchen, and I ran away from the kitchen into the living room, and I saw the tornado come through. I mean, it was terrifying. It was just black, and then after the black cleared, there was trees and lines down.
They say the second tornado hit 45 minutes later near the Moonlight Drive-In Theater in Rose Township, jumped multiple times, and ended in Pine Creek Township. The storm also breaking and throwing headstones at the Jefferson Cemetery in Baxter, a cemetery from the 1800s. Officials say they're working with families and the insurance company to put it back together.
We do have a tombstone or a headstone that we know has been blown at least 20 feet away from its base. And there are so many that have just been knocked over. I mean, some of these, run thousands of pounds. So this was quite a heavy wind. Now, officials say the Pennsylvania Civil Air Patrol will be flying over the entire county to see if there's any damage that officials weren't able to see on foot. And again, officials say there were no injuries here in Jefferson County. Reporting live, Bridget McClure, 6 News.
And we are very thankful for that. No one hurt.
Yeah, it could have been a much different story with an EF2, Jen, going over top of homes. So thankfully, that did not play out that way. Temperatures today playing out according to the amount of sunshine that you saw. Very easy to pick out where the cloud cover held on the longest today. 68 in St. Mary's, 68 Johnstown. In contrast, almost 10 warmer into Altoona. In fact, touching 80 today in Huntingdon. Sunshine breaking through across the eastern Alleghenies much faster today than anywhere else. But now finally, everybody into some sunshine out there late this afternoon and heading into this evening. Clouds sinking off to the south and southeast and shaping up to be a nice evening and a nice night, as temperatures will only be falling back into the 60s. That's pretty far above normal for this time of year. Typically, we will fall back into the low and mid 40s. Nowhere near that for tonight. Another cold front, though, is on the way for tomorrow, so we have to be on the lookout for showers and thunderstorms starting around lunchtime. We're going to talk more about that and also see if it will impact our weekend forecast, all straight ahead.
Tony, thanks. We've got some really great photos of yesterday's storm sent in to us, but we want you to keep those pictures coming. Some of them are posted on our website, WJACTV.com. and there are dozens more on Facebook. The American Red Cross is helping a family in Clearfield County tonight that was pushed out of their home by flooding during last night's storm. The Red Cross says 3 adults and a child are being cared for after flooding along West Front Street. Also in Clearfield County tonight, a road closure will remain in place because of last night's storms. A section of Route 53 near the Clearfield Center County line, well, it's been closed for the past couple of weeks for slope work. PennDOT says it had planned to reopen the road for 1 lane of traffic, but because of the weather, the slope will need to be reevaluated. The closure will continue until further notice. We've got a developing story tonight in Cambria County as police continue to turn people away from a department store in Richland Township while federal agents conduct a search inside. And that's where we find Dylan Richards tonight. And Dylan, it looks like they're still searching the inside of the building.
Yeah, Jen, it appears that way, that they've been doing that since around 2:30, and as far as I can tell, they are continuing that search inside of the Valuit here, and information is still limited about exactly what's going on with that, but that's complicated by the fact that this department store has vendors inside. It's more of a flea market atmosphere inside of here than a department store like a Walmart that you might think of, so we don't know exactly who is being searched or what is being searched at this point, but we do know that FBI agents and local and state police are here at the Valuit on Scalp Avenue. This Valuit on Facebook advertises having, quote, over 100 unique vendors. So that is also complicating our information at this point as we await to hear exactly what case this is in reference to. One vendor told me he was turned away at the door when he tried to go in, and a shopper told me he was inside when police showed up and told everybody to move to a corner. Those shoppers were allowed to leave pretty quickly, although this shopper told me that one cop told him, quote, "You won't be buying anything today." I can still see Richland Township police officers here, and we've seen agents moving around this area continuing on that search, but the Valuit remains, as far as we can tell, closed. They're still turning people away from going inside there as this continues. We're going to follow this and see where this ends up and exactly what case this is in reference to. We'll also work to find out when this Valuit may actually reopen in Richland. I'm Dylan Richards, 6 News.
New information tonight on what led state police to fly a helicopter above a tailgating crowd outside of Beaver Stadium this weekend. We told you yesterday state police used the tactic after its mounted patrol units were assaulted. Well, today we've learned that a drunken man was arrested after hitting a police horse several times and trying to run away. And there's video of it happening. Take a look. This is just one video taken by dozens of people in the crowd at that time. Police say Joseph Olenek approached the mounted trooper 3 different times before hitting the animal and running into the crowd. Documents say another trooper was able to catch up to him after a short struggle. He was arrested. Now, because of a shortage of officers, Olenek was released to a sober friend. Tonight, though, he's facing serious charges, including taunting a police animal. Police say one of the troopers also suffered a fractured hand during the incident. Also at this weekend's game, 2 people were arrested accused of stealing a pair of tickets right out of somebody's hand. Ryan Bowringer and David Schuster are facing charges including robbery. Penn State police say the 2 inquired about buying a pair of tickets from a man. When they met him in front of the stadium, Bowringer is accused of grabbing the tickets and running away. Documents say that police were in the area at the time. They saw the men running and they were able to stop Schuster and then track down Bowringer using Schuster's cell phone. Well, a former fraternity member of Beta Theta Pi has been charged again. Police today filed the same set of charges against Braxton Becker they have twice before. Police believe Becker erased important surveillance footage from inside the fraternity house the night that pledge Timothy Piazza died. Police said Becker did not give them any video from the basement where Piazza was found unconscious the next morning or of pledges participating in the event. Police say they also found a series of text messages from Becker to other members discussing the video. Happening now, a school board meeting underway in Meyersdale, Somerset County, and many are expecting the superintendent to address some recent misconduct. Court records show that Tracy Carley was charged this week with DUI, but the offense itself happened back in August. State police say they found Carley's truck heavily damaged along a road in Summit Township. Police say he wasn't there, but returned later, explaining that he had walked home to call 911 after hitting a tree because he didn't have cell service. Court documents say Carly admitted to officers he had been drinking with friends. Those same documents say a breathalyzer test showed his blood alcohol content to be a 0.16%. That's double the legal limit. He was arrested, taken for a blood test, which documents indicate tested even higher at a 0.20, 2.5 times the legal limit. Carly telling us today that he recognizes his position is held to a higher standard, and he apologizes to all he serves in the district and around the county. He went on to say his goal is to turn his experience into an opportunity to help others make better choices.
Gunned the gas, found the parking lot, pulled over, dialed 911. Everybody showed up super fast.
Speeding for good reason. We'll introduce you to the little lady who just couldn't wait to enter the world and the officers who helped pave the way. And the Steelers are in danger of falling deeper into the basement of the AFC North playoff picture. Can they right the ship this weekend against Atlanta? Hear from quarterback Ben Roethlisberger coming up a bit later in 6 Sports.